Preseason is going very well for us. The team is collectively working together to problem solve and get through a lot of drills that we've put in front of them. They're great hustlers. They're very good teammates with each other, and it's been an enjoying preseason. We've been doing a lot of team bonding activities. Last night, one of the activities that we did was to figure out the order in which we ate. The girls had to catch a chicken. So that was pretty fun. You can see that on our social media pages. We've done some bucket challenges with water. We'll be doing kind of a team Olympic thing next week. So overall, in this preseason, we're mostly focusing on bringing them together as a team and working on that team chemistry. Obviously working on skill set too within the team, but mostly the focus is just bringing in that team chemistry.
Coach, I was just going to ask, I know when I was looking at the players that were available today, there were some names that I was like, well, I haven't said these names a lot. Does it feel like this year's roster is maybe either fresh or new, or there's some players, this is going to be kind of a new look team compared to the last few years?
Yeah, I mean, I really like that word fresh. I mean, that's definitely the way that I would describe this team. We're fresh. We have about half of our team are returners. And they've been doing a really good job of getting things set culturally for our team with what time to be there, or what to expect on hustle balls, or how to communicate with each other through the problems, or help each other through particular drills. So this will be different than last year. We did obviously have a lot of core players return last year. It's already significantly different not having COVID protocols right now, and I've seen the girls throughout the summer, same with my assistant, and the girls have seen each other throughout the summer. Last year, I think I met with the girls twice for 15 minutes since I was hired in February, and then I didn't see them until August. So already things are a lot smoother than last year just because of the lack of COVID issues.
When you say different, I assume you mean good too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, we can see their faces when we do team meetings, and I can see their reactions, and I can gauge whether or not they're grabbing the concepts that we're putting out in front of them. When we had to wear masks, it was very difficult to try and gauge whether or not they could understand fully what we were putting out in front of them. So, and just even watching each other's facial expressions and stuff like that. So it's helped tremendously not to have to wear the masks. Yes.
Last year conditioning was an issue. Do you feel that that's less of an issue in this season?
Yeah, it's not nearly as bad as it was last year, which you cannot blame the girls last year. I mean, not knowing how to get in the gym and not being able to get in the gym and all that type of stuff last year. This year, girls have come in. We're definitely out of shape, but that's because we do have some out of shape injuries, the way that I would constitute them, meaning soreness or back injuries, or muscles haven't been worked in 3 months, 4 months, and so we do have some of those injuries that are happening right now, but they're working really well with the athletic training staff to fix those. But yeah, conditioning isn't nearly as an issue as it was last year.
With having the national tournament in the spring, did that kind of change the way you guys went about the off season, or how you've been planning for this year, just having that really a little bit quicker of a turnaround?
Yeah, the only thing that probably was a little bit different is we didn't necessarily encourage our returning players so much to come and do stuff during the summer. We felt that they had played literally for 9 months basically straight being competitive, and I and my assistant really felt that they needed that time away and the break away so that they were motivated when they came in during preseason. We didn't want them to hit their brick wall early, so we really kind of wanted them to come see us and wanted us to meet each other, but at the same time we really wanted them to stay away and be a person away from volleyball and the team as well. So that's probably the only thing that was a little bit different with having this season in the spring for us.
The conference coaches poll coming out today, obviously top to bottom, the GPAC is always a good conference. I guess when you look at, I know you're probably not satisfied with where they put you, so when you look at, though, the competition that you face just during conference play, I mean, how big of a benchmark do you use that for where you are as a program in terms of?
What are we ranked? I don't even know. Sorry.
It was 9th.
We were 9th.
Yeah.
I don't even care. I didn't even know the poll was coming out. I don't really care where we're ranked, honestly. Especially with this year, we don't even know. I don't even know how many seniors are returning for each other team, and you know what that looks like for every other team. We're focused on our team. We're not focused on anything else that's happening in the GPAC. We're focused on getting ourselves better, focusing on what we can control in front of us. So until we really kind of start playing competition, it's strictly just us and our focus, and we'll just keep hopefully climbing the ladder and moving up in the rankings, and just every year just keep pushing and making people worried about us.
I guess just what's it like playing in the GPAC? I mean, it's a very big conference. You're playing quality opponents every night you take the floor.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. Like, you know, speaking, like, I've been the player where you've gone and you've traveled 6 hours just to go beat a team 25-12, 25-12, and yeah, you won the game, but that was, you know, terrible waste of time, you feel like. You know, within the GPAC, you're always going to be pushed mentally, and that's what's so fun about playing in the GPAC. So I think it creates mental toughness within a lot of the women here in the GPAC, and you know, I'm sure they go on and do good things outside of volleyball, especially when they graduate, because they've built that mental toughness playing competition day in and day out. And ultimately, that's kind of what we're here for, is to really help these young women, you know, grow and you know, reach the goals that they want to reach, whether it be on the court or off the court. So ultimately, off the court, it's great because they're growing. So in the games, you would definitely have to be on our toes. We got to do our scouting. You can't take practices off. And with being young, that is going to be a little bit more difficult. That's probably going to be our downfall, is just getting the girls in the right mindset that you can't take practice off, you can't take plays off, and getting in that mindset of just push. So.
Year two as the Mustangs head coach. Obviously, year one, heck of a ride. What a great year to start.
Yeah.
You know, I guess, what have you learned from last year that maybe you're taking into this year to try and help your team?
Really just making the girls understand there's only so much you can control. You know, with last year, it was games got moved. We felt that there were a lot of games that it actually hurt us when we moved, and our other teams quarantining, and we didn't ever do that. In hindsight's 2020, hopefully we wish we would have after what was done, just so that the girls would have had a mental break for, you know, that 10 to 14 days. We didn't get that. You know, our season was elongated, and like, you can't control those. And hopefully we are learning from that and focusing on what we can control and doing our best to move forward. That's the best I can take from last year this year.
On the floor with these fresh girls, like Owen alluded to, what is their best skill set on the floor? What are you most looking forward to seeing, and where do they need to improve on the floor?
I think their situational volleyball is very good, and what I mean by that is just understanding what's happening on the other side of the court and what's happening on this court. We just got done doing a tip drill, and it was very, very controlled. They knew specifically to get that ball high. Didn't even really have to talk to them about that. So it's not really like teaching a whole lot. It's more of getting them to be disciplined and focusing on little details to make themselves a little bit more crisp in their ball control. So it's been fun watching them compete and communicate. It gets them probably 1 or 2 times to figure out a drill, and they've completed it, and then they move on. So they're very much feisty. They're competitors, and it's going to be very good for our team.